Well, hello and welcome back. I don't know what has just happened. In a way, he disappeared to there. I have absolutely no idea. The stream just stopped for some reason. Just slightly confused by what's happening, so bear with me while I try and figure out why things have stopped and try and make sure they don't happen again. Producer Wayne was frantically messaging saying it's disappeared. I don't know what went on there at all. Yeah, I could have picked a worse time there, could I? To make a comment about TVs going black and then all of a sudden they went off. I can only apologise, I don't know. So sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for coming back to us anyway. Stu Fair, I'm 100% honest with you, Stu. I have no idea what went through. There was definitely a couple of cars went through whilst I was rummaging through the equipment there. Did the Legacy go through, cameraman Jamie? I don't think the Legacy's been through either. I think it's later on, isn't it?
You would have definitely heard that.
Alan, you're always worth a joke, you are, Alan. Always good for a joke. It's Black Friday, of course it is. I cursed it. I did, yeah. I've now become foul of the commentator's curse, haven't I? That's my first time becoming the commentator's curse there, hitting me hard. The Squire's boys throwing it sideways, that's what we want to see. Everyone waiting for them, I hope they got to see them there come through. Car 51, Phil and Mick in Ton. The registration number on that Escort. It's served them well over the years. So welcome back, guys. Apologies for the interruption there. I think we're back up and running again. I'm just trying to keep an eye on everything. Everything seems absolutely fine. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're back up and running for now. I will keep an eye on things. Yes. If the screen goes black, that's because it's dark. If the screen goes black and you can't hear me, technical error. So I should have said that before it went off on you. I don't know. That's what life's all about, isn't it? So let's see. Welcome back, everybody. The viewers are growing again as we speak, so that's great to see. Thank you for joining us here in the darkness. Now you can see the sun setting over the hills of West Wales, over towards Aberystwyth in the distance to the cars come into view. Spot lamps ablaze. That's Andy Wolf and James Crook in their Mark 1. Andy from Huntingdon and James Crook from Market Harborough, down in the East Midlands. Dave Welton's joined us. Changed the name to Weltony Pond, like it. Instead of Welford, Weltony Pond, like it. Okay. So, question, Dave. Did you get to see any action today, or were you stuck at the side of the road? I know you had a breakdown this morning. I saw it on socials. So, did you manage to get into the stage? Did you get any rallying in today, or were you unfortunately towed home? Fingers crossed you had a good day anyway once everything was sorted. Unfortunately, they've retired the Dave Appleby Engineering Triumph. Michael Jenkins confirming that for us. Is there anybody that can confirm whether they're going to be back out again, or is that it now for the Triumph? Really hoping to see that back out again in Scotland. Doug Riddle. Hello from Old Bessie Rally Team in Sweetlam. Just waiting for SS13 to start. Thank you, Doug. Welcome along. To get some phone signal from Sweetlam, that's an achievement in itself. Car 49 giving us a little toot on its way past. obviously know we're here. I'm hoping they're cheering for us. Oh, I've got to shuffle my paperwork again. I put it down when I started looking at the boxes. Ah, it's Mr. Stokes and Johnny Tad Evans. Of course it is. Of course it is. So, statement from Dave Appleby. Rally over for us, I'm afraid, TR7 fans, after the significant time loss on first stage this morning, plus a driveline failure in stage 10. We have decided to retire the car. Sorry you didn't get to see her run from Scotland, but we will be back. That's a huge shame. It's a huge shame for any crew or any team that are running cars in these long events when they have to stop and unfortunately retire the car. But yeah, it's become a fan favourite, that TR7 over the last few weeks, and Chris Ingram and Hannah McKillop will be gutted about that. Chris, I know, really wanted to prove himself here on this rally. Doing a fantastic job in raising money for Movember as well. If you check out Chris's socials, you can get in touch, and if you want to donate to a fantastic charity, then please get in touch with Chris and donate what you can. He's sporting a rather fetching tash at the minute. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. Graham John has just got in touch, and I want to read this out because this is fantastic. This is really nice to see, actually. I'm loving this comment, so thank you very much, Graham. I just want to add, in all the years I've been following the sport, 50 years in brackets, or indeed any sport, I have found that this year's RAC event programme is probably the best I have ever seen. Superb value for money, so informative and great. Thank you very much. Well, it's absolutely our pleasure. We 100% love what we do. Speaking of people who love what they do, Aaron McClure in the Peugeot 205. Nice to see Aaron back out again. Going really well in that little 205 after his problems yesterday. Yes, this is the sport we love. This is why we're here. We're not just some TV crew that's been hired to do the event because we have all the equipment and all the gear. We all love rallying, and that is why we're here, whether it's myself, Paul Woodford, or Matt, all talking to you guys on the microphones, or whether it's our camera operators, Jamie, Bex, Luke, the drone guys at Eastwood Media, Gavin and Chris, everyone who's involved in the show. Producer Wayne sometimes has to do a bit of work as well, but when he's not working, he also loves rallying as well. You know, we are here for the sport. We absolutely love rallying, and this is the pinnacle of rallying for us. This event is just, you know, such an incredible event. So it's an absolute pleasure to bring this to you live from the stage side. I'm just trying to work out now whether that was 67 or 87. I thought 80 as well, but I was expecting 60. That caught me out, that did. I'm going to go with 87. I think that was Donald Peacock and Craig Wallace in the Mark II Escort running in the D3 class. Because 67 is a Mark I, and I thought it was a Mark II. Dave Hutchinson and Jeff Garnett in the Rally Travel Escort Open winners in 2017. There's Dave and Jeff. Car's looking fantastic for this year as well. Great colour scheme on the car. Had the pleasure of travelling around the world with those guys. If you haven't done it and you want to travel to a World Rally Championship event, then those guys are the ones to get in touch with. Rally Travel do a fantastic job of running tours to the WRC. Ben Jemison's Chevette still running. It is running. Or it was anyway, it came back to the last time round. Tony Thompson and Matt Thompson in the RS 1800, both from Darlington. D5 class runners. I'm used to seeing this sort of sunset over Kearshop and Kielder. Actually, this has got a real feel of RAC about it now with the sunset in the distance. Very crisp, cold evening. I imagine a frost in Wales tomorrow, and if there's a frost here in Wales, I'm imagining there's a frost in Scotland in the morning as well. We'll be up and at it in the stages from around about 6 o'clock, I would imagine, in the morning. So we'll be scraping the ice off the windscreens, no doubt, and heading into the stages, getting ourselves set up for the live stream. Like I mentioned earlier, myself and Jamie will be in Dalbeattie, and Luke and Chris and Gary from Eastwood Media will be operating the cameras and flying the drones up in the Forest of A. I hope you've enjoyed the drone footage this year that we've brought you. Fantastic addition to the shows. But, I do need to stress, these guys are a professional drone company that we employ, that come in and help Special Stage out. They've been assigned and accredited to do this event by the event officials and have permission from everybody involved to fly the drones, including Motorsport UK. So please leave the drone flying to the professionals. Do not bring your drones to the stages. It's imperative that we get this event running smoothly. Had a couple of issues over the last couple of days with spectators in unsafe places. We have to stress 100% spectators must spectate safely. Please ensure you're stood in safe places. We really don't want to stop this event, but the officials, if they have to, they certainly will. If you're not sure when you're heading to the stages, you want to know how to spectate safely, head to the Motorsport UK website. All the information's on that website for spectating safely. So if you're unsure, then I'll just pop on there and have a quick look and refresh yourselves with any of the information on there. Oh, stop messaging now. I don't want to know how cold it's going to be tonight. -4 overnight. It feels like -4 now. God, my fingers are freezing. Poor cameraman Jamie, the camera's all over the show. It's a good job it's got a steadying device on it. It's shaking everywhere. Gee whiz, Stu. I'm not even going to make a comment on that. That's between you and Woodford. Chris Mallows is marshalling in A in the morning. Hope it all goes well. Thank you, Chris, for marshalling. We had a little chat with the marshals here behind us from Wolverhampton and South Staff's car club earlier. Fantastic job that everybody's doing. Mark Holmes, John Connor in the Mark 1. Yeah, -14 at least. It might feel like that, to be fair, Phil. In fact, I remember a good few years back now. What year was it? Oh God, probably somewhere around about the 2010, 11 region, something like that. My memory isn't the best. Waking up in the morning, it was -12, and we'd slept in the car. We had the sleeping bags, and we were all pretty toasty in the car, to be fair, but we had little tiny icicles on the inside of the screen where the droplets of condensation had run down the glass and then froze. Just to give you an idea of what it was like pre-special stage, when I used to be out there photographing this event and just going as a spectator. Dave Forrest with Jamie Forrest alongside in that Mark II Escort. Crew based in Yorkshire, one in Bradford, one in Keighley. Enjoying the Welsh forests in the dark, no doubt. Matt Pidden, what stage is this? This is stage 12, my Herring 2. The cars will be leaving here and heading over the road into the Sweet Lamb Havron stage before tackling the last stage of the day, which is Havron South. So we haven't seen the TR7 Chris Ingram, but now we have seen the Ford Escort Christopher Ingram and Paul Turner from Beedale. Still going strong, the only Christopher Ingram still going strong, so we need to all pledge our allegiance now to the new Christopher Ingram. Support him on his merry way. He's going really well actually as well, to be fair. I think he's up to 51st overall, which was good. Subaru Legacy of Darren Martin and Peter Johnson. Really does look the part, doesn't it, with those spot lamps on the front of it. Looking and sounding fantastic in this Welsh darkness. So who else have we got watching? We have got watching Matt Pidden, Chris Mallows, Mike Billett, Stu Fair, Andrew Walsh, Megan Haff-Evans, and Kay Thompson has joined us as well. A big shout out to Kay, one of our competitors from the Circuit Championship in the Little Micra. I hope you enjoyed Cadwell last week. I know you had a little bit of an issue towards the end, but still going very well. I got some footage of you with a fantastic outbraking manoeuvre coming into Barn Corner on your second lap, so well done to that one. Michael Jenkins, the legacy's on fire, certainly was. Love the Group A look about it. Car 74. Steady on, Dave. Just double check before I call him Dave again, and it isn't Dave. It is Dave. Thought it was. It looked like a Dave Hemingway car. The thing that got me though this time was there was no tunes. No tunes blaring from the top of it. What's happened to the tunes, Dave? We need to find out what's happening. Why have we got no Teddy Bear's Picnic or Ice Cream Van tunes coming from the Escort? Cameraman Jamie's thinking, what are you on about? Dave Hemingway and Simon Ashton in that car competed on the RAC for many, many years, and every year on the RAC rally they came through the forests with Ice Cream Van tunes and chimes playing from the car. So you always knew when they were coming. It was brilliant, and it became a bit of a thing, really. But obviously, they've grown out of this now. They must have grown up a little bit, as Mr. Hemingway. Okay, let's see who's next. Car 88, Mike Roberts, with Ken Bowman alongside. Ken's competed many times on events, and also competed on the original RAC rally back in the day. Mike started in his hometown of Carmarthen, which will have been a special moment for him. And Ken just down the road in Swansea as well. A long way from home when they arrive in Scotland tomorrow morning. Come on then, tell me, people, how many people out there have slept in their cars for the rallies? I need to know. Was it just me that was mad? There was only a few of us that did it. So often we would find others, but not, only few and far between in the forests at night. Certainly in the RAC when I was freezing cold. How many of you guys ventured into the forest and slept in the cars in the forest on previous events? That looked like car 93, Federico Palessa and Nicola Arena in their Porsche 911 SC. Difficult to see the lights. What happens is the lights blind me just as the car goes past our little spotlight lighting up the car number, so I can't see the car number because I'm blinded by the spot lamps. So started seeing people saying Dawn Mount has definitely. Simon Bentley has slept in the. I'm hoping it wasn't the Mini, was it, Simon? You didn't sleep in the Mini, did you? I'm hoping you were in something slightly bigger and warmer. But, great stuff. Bed early to Marshall in Dalbeattie arrivals. John Kerr, we will see you in the morning, John. Good contact to have that. I'm going to be at your arrival in the morning, John. So keep an eye out for the Dacia Duster arriving stage side in the morning. And then hopefully you'll allow us to pass by the stage start and head down towards the end of the stage, and we can cut the stage out then, so we don't need to disturb anything on the stage, and we can get set up and get a brew nice and early if the cooker will defrost when we get there. I'll make sure I keep an eye out for you, John. Geraint Lloyd remembers sleeping it all night in Towie Forest years ago. Great times. I've slept in my car lots and lots of times, like I say, but I'm not sure if I've ever managed to sleep all night. So you've got one over on me there, definitely. I usually sleep for a couple of hours and wake up. And a couple of hours later, I wake up again. Lots of people sleep in their cars, which is great to see. This is 93. Some of a sneaky Porsche that came through earlier. So that was car 93. 99 came through earlier. I should have known it looked like an ice cream. 99 came through earlier. James Brady and Jack Brady. It's sneaky. It's right on the very bottom of my my entry list, and I keep missing that. Sorry, James and Jack. Car 99, the Porsche 911, 3.2 litres from Bodmin. And the last one through then, like we said earlier, was Federico Palessa and Nicola Arena. The crew in the 911 SC. Federico is from London, based over here, and Nicola over from Santa Stefano Belbo in Italy. A few international crews with us this time, which is fantastic to see. There's some seriously hardy fans out there sleeping in their cars, and have been for years as well. It's great to hear all these stories, guys. Yeah, brilliant. It's 4 degrees here in Bristol, so it must be near freezing in the forest. Gotta be near freezing here in the forest now. Gotta be. Even worse than sleeping in the car was spending the night before the rally in the start line caravan with people who had had a curry in the pub. Yikes. That's very wise, John. Yeah, I like that. You can sleep in your car, but you can't race your house. James Ward is watching. Welcome along, James. Thank you for tuning in. Crept upon us this morning on our way out of our accommodation. We were sleeping, or staying in the cottage just by where we saw you this morning on our way into Crooken. So, yeah. You're probably thinking, why on earth are you heading that way and we're going this way? Minus 13 insister on sleeping in a Dacia Duster with Paul Bridson. Well, we've got a Dacia Duster this weekend, and I'm hoping it's not going to be minus 13. Rue Campbell says you need your long johns on tomorrow. We'll make sure the thermal trousers are on in the morning, I think. Oh, there's always one, isn't there? Always one. Robert Norrie Irving. It's nice here in front of the log burner, doing a good job as always. Well, appreciate the comments. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying your log burner. We're just about human still. We're not quite frozen solid yet, have we? Cameraman Jamie doesn't look like he's far off though. Any news on car 23? Good question. Hang on a second while I flick back to car 23 and find out who that is. Stefan Stoof and Di Roberts. Yeah, I haven't seen them today. I know they had an issue yesterday. Haven't seen them back out today, so I'm not sure. I don't really know what's going on with that crew at the minute, I'm afraid. So I can't really give you too much information on that one. Car 94 then, Stephen Macaulay is in the car. He's on the maps or the notes for Tim Metcalf in that RS 1800. Classic colour scheme of the Total colours down the side of it. Put an umbrella up over the equipment just to make sure it was protected if it did rain, and now the umbrella's decided to run off, so apologies, I missed that last car while I had to go and collect an umbrella. It's there. I've put it down now as it's not raining. Stefan Stoof stopped in stage 10. Jason Taylor, I did see a message earlier on, and I must admit I didn't get back to you. Sorry, I'm hoping if it was you, Jason, apologies. I'll read your comment now. Anyway, you can buy the RAC clothing, please. Roger Albert Clark Rally clothing is available here on the event, and also, I'm sure, online through the Roger Albert Clark Motor Club website. Your best bet is checking out their Facebook or social media pages, and then following the links on there. I'll speak to Nicola and Colin at some point just to make sure that it is all online, but I think that's the case. You can buy it all online from their website. Surely you guys are now winding me up. Watching from a lovely hot bath, watching from a sauna. I'm not having that. I was going to ask for photographic proof, but I don't need that either. Just really, you're in a sauna and watching special stage or on the rally review. That's dedication, I have to say. My dad was doing DIY earlier and was struggling to realise he could have the live stream on at the same time. You're in a sauna. Just watch you don't get electrocuted or anything like that, won't you? Don't carry your telly into the sauna, will you, for God's sake. Steve Baker followed the RAC in the early 80s. 2 nights sleeping in an MGB. That's some commitment for you. So another one of our European crews, Bart Jan Dienek and Egbert Colvort in their Mark 1 RS 1600. What have we got going on here now? Mr. Woodford's getting involved. What's he telling me? Watching from the warm RAC Rally Report studio, about to have a costume change. Wow. there's a curtain in there, so you don't have to frighten everybody. So great to see all these stories about sleeping in the cars in the forests and on previous events. So it gives a real sort of atmosphere to the event, doesn't it? When you're sleeping in the car, it gives you a real sense of feeling, and you're part of that event, part of that adventure when you're sleeping in the car. Kevin Swan wanting to give a shout out to everybody at the Sherwood Engine Plant team, keeping up the good work. Can't even speak, it's that cold. Andy Smith is loving the coverage in the kitchen, making my tea. You're not en route to Scotland, are you? We can't call in, can we, and pick some up on the way past? Is that all right with you, Andy? Do you mind? Paul Cooper, wish I was there. Did my very first as a spectator in 1972 to watch the best drivers on the planet. Used to take a week off work every year just to follow it all over the UK. You can't beat the sound of a rally car on full chat in the deep and darkest Wales. P.S. You may have snow later on in the event. Well, if you want to know what the weather forecast is looking like for the event, have a look at our evening wrap-up show. Tonight, Paul will be giving you all the information from the stages today and the action that's been happening and unfolding throughout today. And at the end of the show, we will have another weather forecast for you. Brought to you by Abby, who's been an absolute superstar and has really helped us out this year with something that was very last minute. So yeah, make sure you check out the review show at 8 o'clock. Roger Mark Fowler, car 111, and Malcolm Johnson making their way through. Sheffield crew in their Mark II Escort, 2 litres. Plenty of power under the right foot for that crew. Derek McGeehan is watching. Thank you for joining us, Derek. I remember coming over to Ireland a good while ago, actually. So I think it was the Galway rally. Sure it was. Early in the year, and we ended up at, I think it's, is it Athlone now, where we were doing some video with the Mini WRC, the John Cooper Works Mini WRC that you guys had then, and it was fantastic to see the car. It was one of the first times I'd seen the Mini up close and personal like that, away from the Rally GB stages. So that was a brilliant experience for seeing it exactly on the stages of Galway. So yeah, fantastic. A memory that sit with me. Kenneth Williams has given a big shout out to the marshals. Absolutely, we always do. Yeah, huge shout out to the Orange Army and everyone who's involved. The very last Wales Rally GB, 3 of us slept in the car in the forest overnight. One of the 3 was my 2-year-old daughter, who loved it. Sherwin Robinson, there you go. I took a 3-year-old with me, my little boy Ollie. We went to see Rally GB a few years back, and he came and he slept in the car. We slept in the boot, and we had a thoroughly good time as well at the back of an Octavia. Like I say, it's just an adventure. It's an experience and something that you can really, enjoy. It's got quite a nice little thing to cozy up in the back of the car, and we had the bit of food, a bit of popcorn, a little bit of a barbecue or something before we went to bed, and woke up the next morning and watched the rally, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Well, hey, we have a Saab, car 92. David Bramhill will be happy. Car 92 making its way through the stages. Oh, lost the flipping paperwork again. Where's it all gone? God, they're going to have to make bigger paper next time. 92, Colin Hope, of course it is. Colin Hope and Billy Dalgleish. in their V4 Saab 96. Oh, Janny, that's great to hear. Getting into the spirit of things. Thank you, Janny. She is, or Janie, she is stood outside watching the footage through the kitchen window just so she feels like you're part of the team. That's the way to do it. Colin Smith, John Pinder in that Mark III Vauxhall Astra. Colin down from Duns. John, a resident in Shipley. I'm going to let you all enjoy a few moments peace and quiet while I disappear, and I'll be back very shortly. Enjoy the footage and I'll see you in a second. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I can confirm there is frost and the water droplets are now starting to freeze on the scenery around us. It is pretty cold. Poor cameraman Jamie's trying to get a bit of heat into his gloves. I'm trying to put mine back on again. The best bit is I've got a pack of electronic hand warmers in my pocket, but because I've got everything in my hands, I can't put my hands in my pocket to use them. So the tops of my legs are lovely and warm, but the rest of my body is absolutely freezing. Turn the spot lamp off. I don't need that on now. Okay. Marty Booth. Hi all, watching from the Isle of Man. Best wishes to all the crews. Have a fast but safe event. Well done to the Orange Army too. A great event. Dawn Mount. I remember doing bulletins for Liz and Brian Patterson back in the day when we were halfway through a very long stage in South Wales, and the marshals told us Marco Allen in the Lancia Delta was on the start line. The hire car we were in at the time was suddenly tromping through the forest at a very safe speed, in brackets, like the course opening car. just got to the finish line as Marco's literally 10 seconds later behind us. Wow. I kept you on your toes early, having that come caught behind you. That looked like a 104. Not the Peugeot, but the car number of Paul Holmes and Elizabeth Beasley from Billingshurst in their RS2000. I'm going to have to stand back over the other side, Jay. Blinded by the headlights, I can't quite see the numbers on the cars, which doesn't help things. So, a big thank you to everyone who's sticking with us tonight. Really appreciate all the viewers that are getting in touch and keeping me sane by reading these out, and I feel like I've got you all with me. Stood here stage side. I understand it's not the most exciting of shows when it's dark like this, but we try and bring you as much action as possible, and hopefully with my input it helps. It gives you a little soundtrack for your ears with whatever you're doing. So that was Lynn Davies and Alan Richards in their Mark II, car 114. Abby, any chance you can say hi to my mates Danny and John, who are in the seat of the camper as we drive to Scotland for tomorrow's stages? They are listening through the speakers and I'm watching the cars on my phone in the back seat. Cheers, Abby. That is the way to do it. That is the way to travel. Thank you very much for that comment, Abby. Absolute pleasure giving you a shout out, no problem at all. Stay safe on the roads up to Scotland, everybody. Anyone who's in the caravan of motorsport fans and enthusiasts heading all the way up to Carlisle and further, please abide by the rules and stay safe on those roads. Watch what you're doing. If you're tired, please pull over, get a coffee, get a little bit of a kip, put the window down for 5 seconds, you'll soon wake up. It's flipping freezing out here. Yeah, but yeah, please, seriously, do stay safe on the roads, guys, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Gritting trucks are out in Cumbria and in the Scottish borders, so it's coming, guys. The cold weather is coming. Rob Pike says, me and a mate slept in my Talbot Samba Road Rally car, one RAC rally. Got lost in the thickest fog ever in Cardiff, or around Cardiff in the Cardiff suburbs, and couldn't find our accommodation, so reversed down what we thought was the entrance to a field. Woke up the next morning to find we'd almost backed into a boating lake of a city park, and we're getting weird looks from early morning dog walkers. This is a great story, isn't it? Loving these stories. I've got a story as well for you, actually, on a Rally GB. I slept in the car and was trying to find somewhere to park up with some friends in their cars, and we drove onto into an area which we thought was the back of one of the forests. And when we woke up the next morning, we found we were in the middle of a golf course, and the golfers were all playing golf around us. I won't name where we were, but just in case they're still after me. But yes, we were parked behind a hedge and we were in the middle of a golf course. You can imagine their surprise the next morning. Car 100, that was Keith Turner and Tracy Wood in their Ford Escort from up in Yorkshire. My clipboard has actually got a little bit of moisture on the top of it, and that looks like it's starting to glisten back at me as well, to give you an idea of how cold it is. John Patterson, all the best from the Isle of Mull team, Eddie O'Donnell and Cameron Fair. I didn't see them come through tonight, but I have struggled with the light tonight a little bit, and the little technical issue we had earlier, so hopefully they came through and everything's all good with those guys. Well, while we're here, let's bring up the results. If anyone wants to have a look at the results, by the way, results.djames.org.uk is the site you need to be heading to. Come on, gloves, let me press the buttons. yet. Back one then. Oh, so nobody through Havron Sweetland 2, yeah. I was expecting Top Boys to have been through that stage by now. No crews through that stage. Okay, waiting on results then. Paul Woodford is desperate for me to talk about Clan Crusaders. That's all I've got on it. I literally know nothing about Clan Crusaders other than they look a little bit like a wedge of cheese. They're very low. They sit low to the ground and aren't particularly good at going through river crossings. That's about it, really. Sorry, Paul. You're the man for Clan Crusaders. He was desperate for me to play rallycar tennis with him as well. We'll have to do that when we've both got a microphone. But yeah, Clan Crusaders, can't tell you a lot about them, I'm afraid. Don't get me started on Saabs, though. Hoping bands and everything is going well and is all ready for tonight's review show. Paul will be bringing you all the days gossip and action, as well as some fan cam stuff as well, I'm sure. So we had the Safari Spec Triumph TR7 V8 of Frank Tundo and Alan Jones through first in car 106, and then I think they're the Dutch crew of Martin and Jeanette Buitenhuis. That's not going to be right, is it? I can only apologise to anyone from sort of Belgium, Holland, Flemish countries. I need to do better. I'll find out. I'll tell you what, when I get up to Scotland tomorrow, I'm actually in service tomorrow evening. If I'm around and about in service tomorrow and you see a very large person walking around in a pink tabard with a microphone and a cameraman who's half his size walking next to him, give me and Jamie a shout and we will come and speak to you, and then you can tell me exactly how to pronounce everybody's names, because it's one thing I struggle with. So yeah, apologies to anyone. Hopefully I haven't offended anybody, but what I will say is fantastic to see the Alfa Romeo Giulietta out on the stages, something a little bit different. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you guys for coming over from the continent to compete over here on the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Trina Dunn, have I missed the Starion going through? No, you haven't, not yet. There's certainly one still running. The second one came through very late on the first run through this morning. Hazard lights are lit, and yeah, very steady away he was. So we'll certainly have one through, I'm hoping. Ken Bruff's spent a night sleeping in his Mark 1 Escort with non-reclining bucket seats in it. Somewhere near Lockerbie in 1987, 1988 sort of time of the year. Yeah, what was that back? Yeah. Late Escorts. No, after that, yeah. So Group B. Just after Group B. So Group A cars will have been coming through there, I imagine, or just about getting popular at that time. 4 Sibbies and Forest Arches, and we got waved onto a stage. Oh, well in Rome. If you had any helmets in the back of it, I'd have been, off we go, come on, let's go. Ian Mitchell, great to see an Alfa out on the rally. It is great to see the Alfa out, I must admit. It's a different sort of Alfa to what we usually see as well. The one car I really missed this year, actually, which I thought was out, but then I haven't seen any of them. The Austin Healey 3000s, they were brilliant the other year. The Belgian and Dutch crews came over and competed in them, and they were really, really great to see. They were fantastic on the stages, I must admit. I really enjoyed them. So yeah, I miss not seeing any of I think I've upset Mr. Woodford with my Clan Crusader comment because he hasn't made any more comments since. He hasn't messaged me. I'll get some makeup on the way up to Scotland. I'll make sure I give him a call. So there's a little bit of quietness descending over Wales at the minute. There are more cars to come, not too many more, but we don't want to cut you guys off just yet. We've got the last few cars to see through the stage, and we want to make sure we give everybody the opportunity to get a little bit of airtime, even if it is just a set of spot lamps coming through the forest. We'll do our best to light the car up a little bit at least. Jay, do you want to just turn the light up a little bit, and we'll try and light a bit more of the car up.
Yep.
Thanks, mate. Turn our little spot lamp up, and we can hopefully light a bit more of the car up for you guys. Good stuff. I can hear an engine note in the distance, so we'll keep an eye out for the Starion. What else have we got to come? Cadet. I think we've got 2 cadets to come still. Stu McLaren and Martin Oglesby. Certainly Martin was the last one on the entry list before. The BMW Compact is yet to come through as well, and the Saab 900. We should hear that coming from a mile off. So yeah, let's keep our eyes out for the Saab. Meanwhile, Top 77. Give them a cheer. They were in the ditch earlier on. Just 200 metres up the road from where we are here. Conrad Boss and Jeff Crabtree in the RS2000. You might see a little bit of footage in the evening wrap-up show tonight of Conrad. We had a little chat with him when we came across his car down a bank. Pleased to say Bulldog Recovery managed to get them out and back on the road again, and they got going again straight after service, which is great to see. They were in high spirits considering their little off. Yeah, cracking crew, and I have to say, Jeff even offered chocolates to us all as well for helping out and looking after him, so that's fantastic. Thank you guys, great to see you back out and up and running again. We'll see you tomorrow morning up in Scotland, no doubt. So someone was asking earlier, car 122, Alan Young and Ashley Young from Sheffield in the Mark II Escort. They are still running, they're still going. Our crew that were seeded as the last crew on the road. They made a couple of places up and are still going, so great to see. Well done to them pair. How's cars 68 and 81 getting on? Tell you what, let's have a little look and see who they are. I'll try and give you a little bit of an update on how they're getting on. 68. Aaron McClure. Aaron came through early, flying as always, as Aaron does. Yeah, going really well. We had his problems yesterday, but he was certainly motoring when he came past us on both occasions today, actually. So no issues for Aaron when he came past us for definite. And then car 81, Paul Fry and Mike Steele in the RS 1800. Don't remember seeing car 81 through. That doesn't mean they haven't been through. Obviously, with it being dark here, it's tricky to see the numbers on every car. We have missed a couple of cars as well. So if you head to the results page, I can hear a Saab 900 coming. It sounds like it's eaten a Lancia Stratos for breakfast. Angry. Here he comes. It's Gordon McCombie and Russell Smith. This isn't going to be the It's a big old boat to throw around the stages, but they're doing it well. Gordon McCombie and Russell Smith in that Saab 900 sounding glorious. Let's go back a page then and see car 81. Paul Fry, who's definitely still going the last stage. I may have just missed him this time around, unless he hasn't quite got to us yet, but yeah, he was definitely through the last stage, so that's a lie. He's definitely come through this stage, so I have missed him. So there you go. Wasn't eagle-eyed enough. Currently lying joint 89. As if by magic, that was car 89. Which is Alexander Felsenhart and Jean-Louis Hotelet in their Mark 1. We also saw through car 121 earlier as well. Chris Lonnon and Mark Courtier in that MG ZR 160. Jean-Philippe Titiker is watching from Belgium. Thank you for the coverage, that's awesome. Thank you very much for the comments. Really appreciate it. And lots and lots and lots, in fact, tons and tons of really positive feedback for the shows that we've done. And that's fantastic to hear. Always puts a smile on our face when we get good feedback like that, so we do really, really appreciate it. Nick Mason and Pete Smith in the 240Z Datsun, 2.9 litres, running in H2 category, both crew from the Waltham Abbey area. So not too many more cars to come now tonight. We will be finishing our live stream off shortly, and we'll be bidding you a farewell until tomorrow morning, where we will welcome you to Scotland for day 3 of the Roger Albert Clark Rally 2023. Paul Woodford and Matt Cotton will be up first. I think they're at the actual end of stage 1 tomorrow, Forest of A. So we'll have live stage footage, the ground cameras, and also the drone as well from that stage, before crossing over to Dalbeattie, where myself and Jamie will be filming. Keep an eye out for this Starion coming through as well. That's what we need to be doing. The Stu McLaren, not quite sounding on song, that Opel Kadett GTE Group 2 car. Stu down from Larnack. It's the Steeler Swedish team. Opel Kadett with Mark Ammons alongside from Hereford. Stu's had a good year running in the British Rally Championship Open category, the national category. Car 119 then, Robin Herneman and Ray Crowther in the BMW 318 Ti Compact. A little bit of information for you here. I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to keep mentioning it because I think this is great. They actually did their first rally together in 1984. It was the RAC Rally, and they didn't finish, unfortunately. But through perseverance and persistence, they came back, and in 1989 they took a top 10 result. So they've been together a long time, have Robin and Ray, and that's fantastic to see. Rekindling some golden days of rallying back in 80s. 109 there. Ian Tunney and Chris Sanderson. Ian is a Manxman from Onken in that Mitsubishi Starion Turbo. Great to see the car still running. something you don't see every day, so that's good. I'm glad the Stallion's still going strong. We will keep our eyes and ears peeled for our final competitor on the road, as far as we know, which is Martin Oglesby in the Opel Kadett, and then we will sign off for the night. And before we do that, let me just see if I can get some results up for the next stage. I can't believe there's a next stage. So now we see some results through. Okay. I didn't actually know what time the stage started, so there's me thinking it's running late. It might not be. It just seemed like it's only a short distance from here over the road, so maybe they've had service before it. Anyway, Adam Milner setting the benchmark time at the minute in that Mark 1 Escort in the C2 class. 18. Oh, no, that's overall. Stage time. Oh yeah, no, I think it is. 18 minutes 27 seconds. 18 minutes 27 seconds. Yeah, I forget how big the stage is, actually, to be fair. It's 15 miles long, isn't it? Of course. It's even longer than the stage we're in here. Yeah, of course it's an 18 minute 27. It's a good time from Adam again. Shame he had his problems on day one. He would have been a real contender for the category win in that first group of cars. Great to see Tony Jardine making it through. So they'll be making their way to the start line of Havering South, the last stage of the Welsh leg. David Calvert and Colin Blunt there in their Mark II Escort. I didn't think it looked like an Escort. It must have been, just in my eyes.
110.
Yeah, 110. It was an Escort. But, I thought it was a little bit more Avenger-like. The last car on the road then, Martin Oglesby and John Parker in their Opel Kadett round out today's coverage. Please join Paul Woodford at 8 o'clock tonight for the review show for the day. We'll give you all the information and anything you've missed from today's stages, as well as a look forward to tomorrow, including the weather forecast with Abby and everything you need to know about tomorrow. I can just see our bags and umbrellas and all our equipment starting to freeze and glisten back at us, so it is time to say goodbye to you all. Thank you very